Agent Romanoff. You miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Jackman, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey everyone.
Hey guys, and welcome to Film Artsy, your #1 source for all things films and movies. My name is Elijah, and with the legacy that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has built up over the years, there's been a lot of really interesting moments throughout the course of the legacy that this series has created. And one thing that is really interesting to look at are the things that almost happen in multiple Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. And with the new releases of these movies being re-released in sets together recently, we're getting a lot of really interesting behind-the-scenes things that reveal some concepts and ideas that Marvel toyed around with way back in the earlier days. This isn't too different from when we first look back at the first Iron Man movie and we've heard alternate lines where we had Samuel L. Jackson's character Nick Fury talking about characters existing like Spider-Man and X-Men, but now we're starting to get even more looks that are revealing some really interesting stories along the way. One of the most interesting ones that we recently have is actually an inside look at Avengers Age of Ultron. Now mind you, this movie is probably the least popular of the Avengers movies, but it's still a pretty great movie nonetheless, and with that, it seems like there were some really interesting concepts and ideas that were considered in the making of this movie. One of them was a potential reveal or introduction to Carol Danvers, also known as Captain Marvel. Now this is a really big deal because Captain Marvel was always a very massive and popular character in the Marvel comics. However, they didn't actually utilize this character until a sneak peek in Avengers Infinity War, and then of course the Captain Marvel movie and into Endgame. But seeing that Joss Whedon actually had plans of introducing this character as early as Avengers Age of Ultron, it's really interesting to think about. And they even filmed some sequences and some scenes with a stand-in so that they could introduce this character, kind of hint at the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe a bit, and that is something that would have been very different for the course of the MCU. Now, it wouldn't be the first time we've also seen reveals of characters that are hidden in the background using stand-in actors. We saw this with Thanos in the first Avengers movie, and we've also seen it a couple other times along the way, but it was really interesting as this was before the time Brie Larson was officially casted in the role of Captain Marvel. So this would have meant that they would have kind of hinted at this character existing about midway through the MCU, and we wouldn't see a movie with this character in it all the way until 2019. So it is really cool to see that there's a deleted scene involving Carol Danvers in some way or another. We don't have too much information as to how close this scene actually got into making it into the movie, but nonetheless, it is extremely interesting that it did get that far along. Now, it is going to lead to a lot of speculation as to what we can expect coming out of the MCU in the future, because we're starting to see more and more leaks coming from Marvel, more and more information as the what ifs and the possibilities. This comes recently also, we got a reveal that there was a very alternate scene from Infinity War involving Vision, kill whatever they're doing. Now we do kind of think that if they had introduced Captain Marvel all the way back in Avengers Age of Ultron, it might have been a little bit premature, especially considering they were still introducing other core characters like the Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, Vision. It would have maybe been a little bit too much and maybe too many characters, even if it was just hinting for something down the road, especially if they hadn't even picked who they were going to cast in the role just yet. But we did want to go ahead and turn this around for you, see what you guys are thinking. Do you guys think that this scene would have made the Marvel Cinematic Universe better, or do you kind of think that they did a good job at cutting the scene out and waiting a bit before doing the big reveal of Captain Marvel? Whatever it is though, leave a comment down below and be sure to subscribe with notifications on. Also, huge shout out to Kaloid Plata for answering our Marvel Monday question correctly, answering with Baxter Building. If you guys don't already know this, we post on our community tab every single Monday for Monday Marvel, where we ask you guys some very challenging Marvel trivia, and then again on Thursday where we talk about the DC universe and give you guys some pretty challenging trivia there. So if you want a chance of having your answer appear on the screen, make sure you guys are checking our community tab twice a week because we got some great stuff being posted on there as well. All right guys, that is it for today. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
Talking?
I'm about to.
Hi everybody.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi. See you guys.
Know anybody?